Alrighty. Okay. So we talked about Lilith. As for my experience, I tried to stay in my lane and focus on my own journey. I had some visions, but very faint and fleeting. I did not hear from Pachamama, but when I called for her, she assured me that she was there and always with me. But that I didn't need to hear her in order to know what to do. But I like to. LOL. I followed the medicine down my body, eventually getting to my nether region, where it felt like I was having sex, but not sex. Meaning I was super aroused, but no physical sensations aside from that. I wasn't complaining. On Monday, another woman had said she had had a similar sensation, so it's a thing. I told Pachamama and the medicine, thank you for fixing stuff down there, but please don't make me fertile. I am not trying to have babies at 50. So as the intensity of the room increased, I prayed my prayer from the shaman and kept singing a song from TikTok that has gone viral. A little boy in Africa sings, thank you for sunshine, thank you for rain, thank you for joy, thank you for pain. It's a beautiful day, it's a beautiful day. Which was so appropriate after what I learned on Tuesday and what we were experiencing. I also kept repeating thank you. And thank you for my boyfriend over and over again all night. So about 12 hours on and off. I especially thought about my boyfriend during the arousal part, LOL. It's just amazing how life really comes together when you learn how to do it. Not it, but life. If I look back to see the progression and how one thing led to another led me to this place right now, I'm gobsmacked. It seems impossibly and intricately planned, but with no clue as to the destination along the way. You just have to trust. So overall, I didn't have another amazing night for myself, but what I did do, at least this is what I think, was to help the shaman and the helpers to move the negative energy out of the space. I was supposed to be there this week because a lot of heavy energy was coming. There were a lot of big guys this week, so maybe there were some ex-military. I was told that people like me were needed because we can afford to bring the light and afford to pay for ourselves and more, which is needed to balance the negative energy and cost that some of the scholarship recipients bring. This is why each person is important and can't go off and lay under the stars by themselves every night. I was supposed to take the bed by the open door so that I could funnel the negative energy out of the maloka on my breath to be carried away by the wind. My friend could not sit next to me because a male needed to be on the other side of the door, divine masculine and feminine guarding the door. I learned that this was all pre-planned, and that's why we had groups and were allowed to pick our bed because we know where to go. I learned that I was helping the helpers in this dance of spirit. They were in a place where they could see all of us and the spirits, and they were bringing the negative energy out and moving it out of the maloka, and I was helping. I was where they were. Because Pachamama knows I do not like to see negative energy, she told me to keep my eyes closed and just lay there under the covers, much like I did when I was very young before my parents' divorce. I woke up screaming often. Excuse me. I woke up screaming often, and I suspect this is why. Children can sense these things that parents can't see. It took quite a while to get everyone calm, so now I understand why they allow for 12 hours. They really don't know how long it will take for everyone to process their issues so they can move on to the healing circles. Given that they had to tie up multiple people and that we didn't end until almost 9 a.m., I assume we were a challenging group. I was happy to be able to help other people release some of their pain. One saying Dwayne used is, our issues are in our tissues, which makes total sense and tracks with similar theories in yoga and NET therapy. I could feel the medicine go through me, so I assume the medicine is scanning each part of your digestive system and organs to find any issues you're holding there and releases them through purging. I assume this is why I did not purge much other than the first night. When things quieted down, I felt banging on my bed as if something had flown in the window and landed on my bed. I felt the bed shake and something hit my arm. At first I ignored it, but after a short time, lifted my head to take a look, and I saw a large cat paw print. It was a dark shadow that walked away as soon as I looked at it. When the lights came on later, I looked to see if there was anything on the floor, but there was nothing there. I think this was the Black Panther. Another woman had seen it earlier in the week in her room also. Once everyone had finished purging, they started the healing circles. My group was called last, and I was nervous that healing meant massive purge. But it didn't, thankfully. We each received 6 blessings, which felt very good. I was moving my body to the music, finally, and it felt good. Once my circle was done, I noticed the sun was starting to rise. Holy shit. Could the night really have gone by that quickly? Could I really have been chanting thank you for almost 12 hours? I guess so. Being awake, blessed, and nearly off the medicine, I decided to go look for my friend, but she beat me to it. So we went outside to catch up and talk about our experiences. Again, there were a number of mattresses outside and some people still out there on the ground. A number of people were still tripping, and they had multiple cups. We sat on the edge of the Maloka, and she told me about her experience. She did not have a good night and felt like she was going to die at one point. She was not happy and very resistant to the process, but there's still time for the medicine to work on her. Eventually, the guy from the shuttle came outside with his toilet paper hat and sat near us. His brother came over to him and told him to look in the window. That was the first time he realized he had toilet paper on his head. He also didn't know that he had stripped off his shorts and ran around in a diaper. But thankfully, he had a picture. What a night. Eventually, they called us in for the closing ceremony. We didn't commit to stay, but my female bed neighbor asked me to, so I did. I really liked her energy. When everyone was purging, she yelled, "I will be the voice for the rest of us." And I knew exactly what she meant, because in all the purging, those who aren't purging feel overwhelmed by the noise and have no way of adding positive noise. She had said the same thing Tuesday night, but then I thought it was part of the musician's song or something. That's how coordinated the ceremony is. It truly is a community experience, with each person playing a role and creating a beautifully orchestrated symphony, much like life. Oftentimes, when one person finished a big purge episode, multiple people around them would sigh out as if on cue. Truly amazing. It was mind-blowing. It was unbelievable. And I understood it because I felt too when someone stopped that like you could feel the relief from them. You were relieved too. It was mind-blowing. Anyway, I liked being next to her all night. I feel like she was my support at the door, and even at one point she called me sister. At least I'm going to think she was talking to me. So I stayed for the closing circle, but people kept asking questions, so my friend and I snuck out the side door. When we got to the room, it was 8:10 a.m. Unbelievable. The rest of the ceremony ended at 8:45. By then, my friend and I had eaten breakfast and were at the pool. LOL. The rest of Friday was dedicated to relaxing. After breakfast and pool, we went back to our room. I spoke to my boyfriend for a short time and took a well-earned nap. At 1 p.m., we took a shuttle to the beach, which was anticlimactic, lots of rocks, very hot, no amenities, no shade. Thankfully, we were only there for an hour. I skipped lunch and the Dance of Liberation and Breathwork class. During that class, my friend and I went to dinner. Ever the rebels, we had the place to ourselves, which was nice. I spoke to my boyfriend before bed, well, actually from bed. It was around 7:15 p.m. LOL. So that brings us to this morning. Well, I'll save this for the next video.